Zambonis.
Inside the numbers, because we've got some extra time.
Yeah.
The Baker Mayfield thing is a little bit akin to me to Tim Tebow, and when I was at ESPN, I hated.
Oh my God, you guys talk about Tim Tebow all the time.
Listen, our show was the worst at it because Skip Bayless was carrying the Tim Tebow flag.
And he loves Baker too.
And I would come in. No, he does. I would come in every day, and he.
Yeah.
But Skip is smart. There we go. He's cleaning the glass. He's cleaning the glass.
What is happening?
It looks better too. Well done.
Look at that.
Skip is just smart. Skip understands what the flashpoints were. He knew that they were T.O., Tiger Woods, LeBron.
Yeah.
He knew he could pick that out. And he would tell me, I said, Skip, come on, let's just do one topic in each hour.
Yeah.
Because we had a rule that we would do the most we would do a topic is once in each hour,
Yeah.
2-hour show. And then I noticed we're doing a Tebow topic at 1, and then our topic numbers were 1 through 10.
Yeah.
And we would do them again at 4, and then 7, and then 10. And I'm saying to the producers, what are we doing? This is ridiculous. Because I would be in our live chat, and it would stream, and it was constant. You could barely read them. They were going so fast. But I would read them, and everybody hated it. Everybody was like, enough of this. Stop. I'm turning the channel. We'd get the overnight ratings the next morning, and the producer before the meeting would throw them in the middle of the table and say, read them and weep, kids.
Every time I tweet about Baker, I get a lot of people, what are you talking about?
So
what are you doing?
let's talk about why that is.
Yeah.
They're polarizing.
Yeah.
Tim Tebow, polarizing. Tiger Woods, even though he wasn't a controversial figure, polarizing. T.O., polarizing. All of these people in sports. And in sports debate, talk, radio, whatever you want to call it, even though the people in our chat were flooding our chat with enough of this Baker Mayfield, and I didn't see it, but
Anthony
McNuggets was saying that they're hating it in the chat room.
Yeah.
Our numbers were going higher and higher and higher and higher.
Right.
And it used to drive me nuts because I hated doing the Tim Tebow stuff.
Yeah.
I hated it.
Well, and we don't bring up Baker for no reason. We're not doing that.
No, and we can't. We're not. He's not in Cleveland. He's not our problem anymore.
I said, Bull was here. We were going back and forth. I said, Odell Beckham Jr. is a star. Baker Mayfield's a star.
Yeah.
So you don't make stars. They just, it is what it is.
They organically
They are
morph.
there, and you can't get away from them. Tim Tebow, it's the same thing. When you watch those games and he gets an opportunity to play, you're gonna watch it. Even when Tim Tebow was playing, they was running Wildcat.
But I don't know that anybody was watching Baker playing in Carolina.
No.
Yeah.
But now, you know what? Now he's on a different stage.
Oh, and now,
he said when he got to the set last night for the post-game interview, he's like, one of the hosts said, here you go. You're in Hollywood for 2 days. You couldn't write a better ending.
Yeah. And now we'll all be watching next Monday. There's no doubt.
The ratings
I'm not
next
going
Monday
to
are going to be nuts.
But here's what's funny is, like, Mike this morning was like, well, we got to add Baker to the rundown today because we weren't even planning on talking about it.
Wasn't going to be in the show.
And then he was like, let's do 10.
No. I said last night it was.
We'll see what happens.
Well, whatever.
We'll do a little bit bigger.
This morning, Mike's like, maybe we'll do 10 minutes on it. And I'm like, well, we got to do 20 minutes on it at least. Because, people can say all they want. They don't care. He's not here.
They watch.
People are interested.
It's relevant.
And it is relevant because he had like this absurd game yesterday.
And that's why we're not going to spend every show. It's not going to become the Baker Mayfield show. But however, and I said this when he went to Carolina, that's one of the reasons I was so bummed that he got benched. One of the fun things to do every Monday for us is say, you guys see what Baker did yesterday? He threw 3 picks and,
And sorry, we're going to talk about it next Tuesday as well after his Monday night game.
If he wins.
Can't avoid it.
Because the Browns, whether we like it or not, they are still waiting for a quarterback. Even though they have him there. Deshaun Watson needs a signature win where he looks like he's better than everybody else we've ever had. And then we will be like,
and he's got the chance to do that Sunday.
Let me turn the page now. Look, he wins this game, we'll still talk about Baker.
Would you guys say that Baker Mayfield is the most controversial acquisition in Cleveland sports history?
Manziel,
well, I don't think he was controversial when he was first drafted.
Who?
Baker.
No. Did I say Baker? I'm sorry. I meant Watson.
Yeah.
The Watson acquisition.
100%.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
By far.
100%.
By far.
My 57-year-old brain.
100%. Yes.
So what's interesting to me is because he has polarized our fan base, and that pisses me off. Because the Browns fan base used to be all like, we're all in this together, bro.
Together. We here.
I would see a Browns fan. I remember when I was in South Africa, I saw a guy with a Browns t-shirt, and we were hugging in the middle of Johannesburg, high-fiving. We're like, what's up, bro? Yeah. And we were telling Brown stories.
Yeah.
it brought football is the common, and Cleveland is a melting pot. We really are. We're one of the country's melting pots. We have all different ethnicities, people from all different parts of the world. What brings people together? Sports. What brings Clevelanders together? The Browns. I was so pissed with the Watson thing because I see on social media, that's why I just said I can't look at this anymore. I would see on Twitter nonstop Browns fans yelling and screaming at each other.
Well,
bro, we're all in this together. We all have the same
but Jay,
thing.
I would say, listen, you're right. There's no doubt it's the most polarizing acquisition the Browns have ever had, or at least in modern history.
I can't think of another.
However, the split already started last year because it was this fight on Twitter between people that still believed in Baker and people who didn't. That fight was already happening.
I agree with
that.
It's
been taken into another level
because
there's controversy with Watson as well.
No, here's where really the root happened here. You had people, it started back before when they got Odell Beckham Jr. There was people that didn't really want Odell here. Then when it started, when they said, Baker plays better without Odell.
Remember that narrative?
Yes.
So boom. So now if you like Odell, you was on this side. If you was rocking with Baker, you here. And then when they cut Odell, it was a rift. It was the people that said, "Well, I'm gonna watch the Rams play because he's good."
Right. Which is stupid too.
So they moved over here. Then it was the Baker.
How great would it be if Odell re-signed with the Rams?
That'd be crazy.
No chance.
And then
Zero, but wouldn't that be we didn't see that story coming.
And then you had the Baker people that's still over here that's like, okay, we think he can do it. We think he can do it. And then it split again between is it Stefanski or is it Baker?
That's right.
And then the biggest thing happened was we just talked about how big of a star Baker is. When you get rid of one star like that who's already polarizing and you bring in another person who's equally polarizing for different reasons, it's going to be a war.
Right.
And I hate that because I love Browns fans.
Right, but the reality is that in the long run, if Watson is great, most of the fans will come around.
Yeah. Yes.
All of them will. No, all of them. If Watson is, listen.
When I say most, I mean like 98%.
Yeah, about 90. I say 90.
That's a small percentage that are
There'll
always going to complain.
There'll be a 10.
They'll just be the haters that are going to say, well, I still hate the trade or whatever. Look, if the guy wins a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You kidding me?
Come on.
All bets are off.
That's right.
He's a hero in the city.
But it's going to be a while because
forever.
We're probably not going to see that guy at least consistently till next year.
Well, we're playing. I mean, I keep saying that, and I listen to your Kool-Aid talk, right? I'm just playing it out.
Are you drinking the Kool-Aid?
No.
No.
I'm just playing it.
OG said he is too good.
He's looking at the Kool-Aid.
It's too bad.
See it over there.
See it over there.
He's watching.
I ain't ready to stir it up yet. I ain't ready to mix it up yet.
He won't jump in and get it. He said, well, you call me after Baltimore.
You know what? No, here's what he's doing. He's watching you drink it, and he's watching all the other people drink it, and he's waiting to see if anybody falls over.
Right.
Is there any cyanide in there?
Because here, I keep going back to thinking this. I was like, how crazy are we to have thought that he was going to jump off a plane, off the bus, and be at some high level. Yeah. And then I saw the actual performance. I was like, oh, boy, we got a long way to go here. I was like, oh, my God.
It's even crazier.
Because the Texans and the Bengals are the opposite ends of the NFL talent
It's
cycle.
even crazier to think that he come out and just smoke the Bengals with stuff on the line.
Well, you know what? I'm glad you said that because we're going to do pre-written headlines.
Let me ask Bull this.
Go ahead.
What if this thing if he looks awful on Sunday?
It's not going to be good.
Fans are going to be angry.
If he looks awful on Sunday.
Because it's going to be on the heels of Baker being the Hollywood movie star.
Ugly.
It will be.
It's going to be
awful.
ugly. It shouldn't be, but all fans are prisoners of the moment. We all are.
We overreact.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's going to be crazy.
Everybody will come in here saying, "Can we undo that trade? Can we get Baker back?"
If he plays solidly, but they still lose, I don't think people are going to go crazy.
Yeah.
But if he sucks again,
if he looks like he did at Houston,
if he looks anything like he did last week again,
can't have it.
It's going to be full-blown panic.
Have you ever seen a game where the possibilities range from DEFCON 1 to like, oh my God, people singing in the streets?
And you know what? That's a good point. This is probably one of the most pivotal games that we've had in a couple of seasons in that vein, because if we lose and it's ugly, it will be awful.
Jay, let me tell you this.
But if we win, and we win decisively like we have been beating the Bengals, that 6-0 Kool-Aid wagon's going to have four flat tires.
Let me tell you this. If he plays like he played in Houston, how long before somebody say, sit him down and bring Jacoby back
Well, but
in
it's
here?
gonna be
I hear it now.
Halftime.
But it would be too late anyway because they
Halftime.
would lose the game and that doesn't matter.
Yeah,
do
but
it
you know
right
what?
now.
Fans always love the quarterback
Right, sure,
that's
sure,
wearing
sure.
the hat and the clipboard.
But there certainly will be a bunch of fans going, if we had stuck with Brissett, we would have won that game and we could get it.
And there are also fans that are already saying if we would have stuck with Baker and kept him in the system.
Yep.
What's
whatever.
crazy is
That's
if
crazy.
the Browns could win out and still not make the playoffs.
That's
not unrealistic.
There are scenarios that happens.
Yeah, because
You
they
know,
don't have tiebreakers against. They would have a tiebreaker against the Bengals, but that would be it.
Yeah.
There's also a scenario, by the way, they win out and get the 1 seed in the AFC. It's still technically on the table.
That Kool-Aid.
Is that really? All the top teams would have
that-
believed
No, that's not true.
Is that grape?
Shut up.
Is that grape or
Nope.
tropical?
Hold on.
Nobody
Hold
has
on.
more than
No,
9
you're right,
wins.
the Bills are the tie-
That is not true.
You're right, the Bills are the tiebreaker.
Yeah, guys, that is not true. Yeah, that is not
The
true.
Bills are
about
the
to
tiebreaker.
say-
The best they can do is tie the Bills, and the Bills beat them.
Dragon fruit.
There is if you want
But the Bills don't. Bills only have 9 wins, so technically, if the Bills lost out,
Oh, you're right.
the
Yeah,
Browns could
I
finish
Yeah, but
ahead
hold
of
on. I'll tell you why there's a 0% chance of that happening. It must be because teams that they're playing.
Yeah, I mean, the
New
Bills
York
play the
Times-
Bengals,
The New York
you know.
Times has a playoff predictor website, an NFL playoff. You can go there right now. NFL playoff predictor website. You can type in a team, and you can type in the percentage, and it will tell you at the top 2% chance. If go there once and tell me what the Browns' chance is, because I'm wondering if it went up. I checked it Sunday night after
Oakland
all the
game.
games, but the Raiders losing.
I don't know if
I
that
don't-
made, the
I don't
Raiders
know.
weren't.
They were
you know,
the Browns were a 3% chance. So if you go to
Yeah.
New York Times NFL playoff predictor,
They're a 4% chance
so
right now.
it went up 1%.
4%.
So it did have some it had some impact. So G. Bush is saying there's a
But
chance.
there is a
I'm telling you.
0.0027% chance at the 1 seed.
That's what I was going to say. So
.0027, baby.
that is literally
Here,
the scene
that's-
from Dumb and Dumber.
You're drinking.
But-
You're drinking Kool-Aid without sugar now.
So here's what I did last week.
It's
Last
just
week, you
water.
this is a fascinating website. You
I
can,
didn't know this exists. This is awesome.
yeah, it's one of my favorite
Better
websites.
odds, me winning the lottery or the Browns being the 1 seed.
Oh, the
one-
Browns being the
one
1 seed are way better.
Yeah.
Browns 1 seed. What are you talking about?
But
Landslide.
what's fascinating here is if you go, you can type in, there's a box, a circle that you can dot. And so what happens if they win this game? What do the odds go up to?
Right,
Let's
yeah.
take us through that
Click
if you
that
can.
box for
Can
me.
you put that on
Okay.
tag board while you're doing this or not?
Hey,
No,
look,
it's through the computer.
Damn it.
It's not set up.
You
But
know we got the JV tag board right now. We might turn all the lights
He'll
off.
tell us what happened. So,
okay, so you want to go game by game?
yeah, so
We're
hold
using
on.
a punter at running
So
back.
they have a 4% chance of making the playoffs right now. Punch in the scenario where they beat the Bengals.
Need to go down to Bad Boy Studios.
Okay, hold on. I'm in. I got to get back
Daddy's
without
house.
going all the way back.
Right.
Baseline. We in
So
baseline.
because they have the schedule and you just
Right.
keep hitting dots and the percentage
Don't
goes
you have
up,
to pick the
up.
other games too?
No, it's doing
Okay.
the math for you. It's an,
Okay,
and
so
it
if
does
they
it
beat the
real time.
Bengals,
Yeah.
it goes to 7%.
Right, because
Okay.
I did this Sunday.
I'm surprised
Okay.
it's not a little higher than that.
No,
I was too.
we
It doesn't.
good.
It doesn't get real until the 16th week.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Then what?
Then they play the Ravens at home.
Then the next game,
They got Huntley.
Lamar. Well, Jackson could be back by that game.
He'll
but
be
not-
I'm
out.
hearing almost no
if they
chance.
beat
he
the
plays.
Ravens, they go to 13%.
Okay, doubles.
Double digits.
Still not
Okay.
at 45. that
No,
some
it's
people
not.
were saying.
No, I'm talking to run the table.
Oh yeah, right.
Okay.
This is to get a wild card. So
You
now
still
you're
drinking
14% to get a
warm
wild card.
Right.
tap water.
Okay.
Then if they beat the Saints in week 16, 19%.
Okay.
So they still, if they won
1 in 5 chance.
if they won 5 in a row,
It's
they
unbelievable.
still have 2 more games and still only have a 1 in 5 chance.
And then
Then if they beat the Commanders,
I think it goes
Yes.
up to like 40% or 20.
32%.
Yeah, 32%.
still
Okay.
only a 1 in 3
We
chance.
I know, it's unreal.
We in. That
And
just
last
tells
but
us-
not least, if they beat the Steelers, so this is assuming they run the table here.
Yes.
According to the New York Times, a 56% chance to get.
I had said 50 when
Which
we were
is
talking.
which
yeah.
is
That's
better than average.
That's
Yeah.
6 in 10 chances.
Now
Listen,
here's the thing. So what the
But
algorithm?
you think if you won your
ridiculous.
last 7 games, you'd have better than a 56% chance to make the
ridiculous.
playoffs.
we won our last 7 and missed the playoffs.
Oh my God.
I'm going to keep drinking my cranberry juice. I'm not drinking no Kool-Aid.
Not ready for the Kool-Aid just
Hey,
yet.
I just been there for all of y'all. Here y'all go.
I'm gonna tweet it out to everybody.
That
You can play around. This
website,
website's
I'll
awesome.
tell you, that website is my favorite website this time of year because I jump in and I do
Does,
all the teams.
does that take in consideration the other teams?
So here's what it
losing?
does. Here's what it
like
does.
if other teams take
There-
an L though.
So here's what it does. There's an algorithm that the program uses that figures out the likely outcome of all other games.
Yeah, right.
So who's more than a 51% chance favorite to win.
Right.
And so it's doing that math in real time, and it happens like NASA
Are you selling the
experts are
Kool-Aid?
running it.
You got a Kool-Aid stand, or was it? How much is the Kool-Aid stand? How much are the cups?
Listen, the cups.
It's free now.
It's free now, right? Well, I'm trying to get this sponsored at Circle K. So you know how you go in, you pay monthly, and you get your coffee.
Yeah.
You go in, you pay $3 a month for the rest of the year. You get the Kool-Aid cup, and the T-shirt.
Hey, Mike,
I
here's
just
what,
want-
by the way, while we're talking,
I just want to stand
can you
on the
look
corner.
up
How much is on the
the
corner?
Browns' odds of making the playoffs if they lose to the Bengals and then win the last
No,
four?
if they lose, they're
Are they
done.
eliminated?
They're
Nope,
done.
nope.
0-0-0. Yeah, almost.
No, it actually says if they lose to the Bengals and win the next 5.
Four.
No. If they lose to the Bengals, what happens to their chances? It was below 1%.
If they lose to the Bengals, it is a 1% chance.
Yeah.
All right, but give me if they
That's a
win the
wrap.
last four. I'm just curious.
According to this, if they lose to the Bengals and win the last
hell
4,
was that?
there is an 11% chance they'd still reach the playoffs.
Yeah.
somehow.
I mean, they're done. If they don't win,
Still 11% if they won.
I know.